Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with
All right, so today on the show we're going to be talking about creative marketing techniques for Amazon sellers. Our guest is the CEO of Amazing at Home e-commerce consulting. Her coaching focuses on helping brands develop unique products, validating them, and bringing them to market. She's also an entrepreneur who has 3 brands and more coming on the way, a brand builder, inventor, and patent holder, returning guest, Amy Weiss. So this will be great. Stay tuned. And before we get into the episode, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Global Wired Advisors, a leading digital investment bank focused on optimizing the business sales process. For more information, please contact Chris and his team over at Global Wired Advisors. And now, the boy of the hour. Where are you, Kelsey?
Yeah, call me Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy.
Yes,
How are you?
Hello, welcome. Yes, happy Friday. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Still in quarantine. Can't leave the house.
Oh yeah, I guess you have a couple days left.
I do.
But all right. So welcome to today's show. If you haven't already, please smash those like buttons, get those likes flowing in the group chat. Again, if you have any comments, if you're doing anything fun this weekend, let us know in that comment section. This is just a fun little podcast we have. So we love hearing what's going on in the Beard Nation community. And so, yeah, let us know. Also, our Facebook page and group is always available if you're new to the podcast. So you can go over to Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA and e-commerce collective and join the group, which I highly recommend. Also, the Beard Nation, we've got some paid membership program going on now called, it's our Patreon program. So you can go over, and if you're interested in guest lessons, Q&A sessions with me and Norm, and getting to meet another community, you can go over to our website, lunchwithnorm.com, and just click on the paid membership program and you'll be able to see it there. Also want to give a quick shout out to Ellie. She just signed up for our Patreon. So thank you, Ellie.
Thank you.
And I think that's it.
Kelsey has coffee for the day. Now, a little birdie told me that somebody on this podcast was just on a podcast.
Oh, yes. You may have heard correct.
Interesting. Yeah. You were just on Tony Sager's podcast.
Yes, the Fireside podcast with
when
Tony.
you go, if you're a guest, make sure you say the podcast name correctly. Okay. I'll apologize right now to Tony.
But yeah, it was a really good experience. I'm still looking for the link, but yeah, I'm going to definitely put it up into the Facebook page and Facebook group too. So everyone who's interested can check it out and support the Beard Nation.
Yeah, and that's great, by the way, Kelsey, giving you a bit of exposure. I know you help out with our Centurion group when we're not there. So kind of tossing you into the fire. But okay, so now it's time. If you have any questions, make sure you just throw them over into the comments section. But it's time to sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. Hello there.
Hi.
How's it going? Very good, very good. You look a little different than the last time I saw you.
I do?
Fabulous, by the way, but
well, I had a hair appointment today, which is always fun. So thanks for noticing. I was telling Norm before the show, I was like, I'm trying to match the beard. See?
I said, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Yeah.
I was like, how else can I compete? Because I'm not going to grow a beard like that, so. Thanks for noticing, Norm.
Hey, no problem, Amy. Now, for those who don't know you, can you just give us a little bit of background information about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Well, hey, everybody. I'm Amy Weiss. And I founded a little company called Amazing at Home. And we're an e-commerce consulting firm. And the reason, the whole way we got started was because I invented a product. So I've been selling on Amazon since 2007 as a hobby. of course, I love selling in e-commerce. It's fun. But in 2017, I invented a product and started my own private label. And I found that process to not exactly be like well documented and well charted. So I just started sharing everything that I learned along the way, and with anybody who would listen, and that's how Amazing at Home was born. And now today we've helped over 1,000 brands in the marketplace with copywriting and listings, and especially developing their own unique or differentiated products and bringing them to market.
Nice. So today we're going to kind of stick on that theme, and we're talking about marketing techniques for Amazon sellers. So the first question is, how has the landscape changed in Amazon over the last couple of years?
Wow. I mean, it really has changed. I think everyone has noticed that the overall cost of PPC has gone up a lot.
Right.
The other thing, and I think there's more placement opportunities at the top of search, and that's pushed down our organic rankings. And I think before, a couple of years ago when I was talking about listing optimization, it wasn't abnormal to write a page one listing and not to have to really run ads. And nowadays, it's much harder to get away with just having good organic placement because Amazon has introduced videos and live streams and top of search and so many ads at top of search and so many premium placement opportunities that it's really hard nowadays to just get away with organic marketing on Amazon, which means that we have to get even more creative off of Amazon when it comes to advertising. And we have to get better on Amazon advertising as well.
So when you're looking at your listings nowadays, what are the marketing opportunities I see? Let's start within Amazon. What are you looking to, and how are you marketing your product?
Well, what I like to do with both my product and clients' products, what we try to focus on are those page ones that you want to be on. I call them your page ones, right? So that's those medium to long tail keywords that are super relevant, that when that customer types that keyword into search, or maybe they get the suggested search. I see a lot of people, they ignore suggested searches from Amazon, and I think that's a huge mistake, especially if you're looking to reduce your cost, right? Also using Amazon's keyword tools for brands, right? Like the brand search terms tools, using their own data is really, really good. But focus on your page ones. Really focus in on those few keywords, those medium to long tail keywords, where you want to invest in your advertising, in premium placement, where you're going to convert. And that even when you lower your bid, you're converting so well there that Amazon's going to keep you at the top of the page. And that's ultimately what we want to see. Like, we want to see that those few page ones that we're just killing it with advertising at top of search. We're converting really, really well, and we're getting in front of the right customers.
I like what you're talking about with conversion. And I don't know if you do this. Some people do, some people don't. But with Amazon posts, I'm a big fan, as you know, of Amazon posts. And the reason why I like them is not just because, it gets an opportunity to be on my competitor's site, but if I can get the impressions, or if I can get the engagement and they start clicking through, it's going to help my conversion. Now, there's no way of tracking, at least during this podcast or the time that this is recorded, Amazon is not showing us data for clicks on for sales, but it does show you clicks through to your product listing. And I talked about this a little bit, but if Amazon is making you click 4 times on a post, the first one is the related post, the second one is either on the logo or on the image, and then the summary, and then you click through to buy it. That 4th click, you've got a captivated audience. And what does that mean? It means one thing, that they're going to click on your product because they want it. Nobody's going to waste their time and click 3 or 4 times. So we've noticed that to help get that engagement up, we've taken our social media posts. You don't have to do something too much. I mean, if you want to be creative and do some other stuff, you can, but we've added those, and we have seen definite 100% increases in conversion rate when we started to get our posts working for us.
What I love about posts, and I first learned a lot about posts, I believe from you, Norm. So yeah, I learned a lot from you guys. But what I love about posts, so there's a few things I love about posts, and there's a few things that I don't love about posts. So what I love about posts is that they take up a lot of real estate. Just like a video ad, they're taking up a lot of real estate on the page. So especially on mobile, which is what I don't love about posts, is that they don't show up as well on desktop.
Right.
And a lot of Amazon shoppers actually use desktop, which is really interesting because for other shopping platforms, it's more common for people to use mobile. But with Amazon, there's a lot. Like the last time I ran the data, it was something like 62% of people preferred to shop on desktop, according to.
But Amy, is that like, I've heard something recently too, is that the searches are done on mobile, the buying is done on desktop. Right.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. And I haven't checked it I haven't checked that exact stat in about 3 years. So I'm sure. And the more recent stats that I've heard is that it's more on the mobile side. So it's really interesting. You know, I know like people do a lot of research when they're buying anyway, but yeah, so that's what I love about posts is that you can show up organically. You're not paying for that post. You're just paying in your time and your resources. And as you mentioned, you can just use your social media posts and then you can split test them. I love that you have a dashboard where you can look and see, okay, this one got this much engagement. This one got this many clicks, right? Like you were talking about. I love that it also gives you a follow button so that people can follow your brand. And then when you're doing new things, it's engaging with them when they're shopping on Amazon and they get to be reminded of your brand again. I think it's really, really a great opportunity. And I think that in terms of creative marketing, like, why not? Like, you should be doing Amazon posts. If you haven't tried it yet, like, you have nothing to lose, right? The other thing that I love, Norm, is virtual bundles. Have you noticed virtual bundles as far as like real estate on the page? Did you know that if you create a virtual bundle, so this is for registered brands, underneath the brands menu in your Seller Central, you can click on virtual bundles and you can create virtual bundles. So let's say that you're selling plates and cups and you are going to create a bundle of your plates and cups, right? A virtual bundle. What's so cool about it is it shows up huge on the page. Like it says, buy this in a bundle. It shows up huge on the page. You don't have to do anything. You're not sending in additional inventory or anything like that. Amazon simply bundling it together. You can offer a better price. You can cross-sell your items, and it takes up so much space on the page. So if you're doing this with many of your products, like bundling them together, I mean, that's a great way to take up more space because now with the new ad placements, with like sponsored display and stuff, like people can put ads right in like underneath your bullet points on desktop and kind of like in your buy box area on mobile. And I love those ads, by the way. They're some of my favorite ads to run.
And cheap.
Yes, exactly. They're pretty cheap because there's not as many competitors, right? But yeah, so if you can do virtual bundles, it's very similar to brand defense, but it's like brand defense ads where you're running sponsored ads against your own brand with your own products so that you're taking up that space. But if you run a virtual bundle, it's like a video sized space underneath your listing, offering your own products. So I'd try it out.
What about, so we talked about, and you said the follow button. Okay. So I'm curious, Amazon has tried to say that they're building their platform more towards communities or brand communities to attract more brands, bigger brands.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden over the last year and a half, we've started to see the follow button go on Amazon Live, the follow button going on Amazon Posts and on Store. right? So
Yes.
have you ever, I'm curious if you're using this as a marketing technique to drive Instagram or influencer traffic over to the store to click on the follow so you could build up an audience. Because I know that Amazon, I mean, they're not just saying it, they're telling you, here, get people to click on the bloody follow button. And I think it's just such an easy way to gain traffic since now, and this is such a long-winded thing. Here I go. I'm going to be talking forever. But now they've just created the customer, what is it, customer experience, where you can target your followers and repeat customers with emails.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. Like I haven't gotten into it yet. Like I've been just so I just set up the brand referral bonus on my Google search ads, right? So that's something that recently happened too. I've been just trying to keep up with all this stuff lately. Like, oh, now you can engage via email. I mean, luckily I haven't really had something to engage about, which was nice because first they took away your ability to like contact a customer when they leave a bad review and stuff like that. Like we lost all of our customer data, and like we were so sad for the longest time and trying to figure out like, okay, so how do we just start moving traffic off of Amazon and more trying to engage with our customers, creating better inserts, which I still think is the best method for your brand is to really the customer unboxing experience. I think that's the best marketing and as far as driving traffic that you can do is have an incredible unboxing experience and encourage that customer through that unboxing experience to follow your brand off of Amazon. Right. I think that just is your best bet that you can do. And it's the easiest and it's the best way for, buying as a psychological process. So it's the best way to connect with people and get them to follow you. And it's funny because when I first, invented my first product and I did a vanity number, like a 1-800 number, so people could call. And I really wanted, since this was a new, never seen before product, and I kind of created a new category with it. It was like, okay, I'm going to need to educate people on this, and I want to make sure that I'm using, an easy way for people to call. They never called. We never once got a phone call on that 1-800 number. We canceled it after a couple of years, but people would always reach out to us on Facebook, social media, on our website, integrated chat on our website, which we just did the Facebook chat because it's so easy to integrate on your website. But that was it was such an interesting thing that so many people, because we created this unboxing experience of like, reach out to us. We want to hear from you. If you have any problems at all, like, hey, we want to work with you. And of all the options, like here's our 800 number. And it was like a vanity number where it was really easily to dial with letters, right? And then it was like, okay, dial this number or contact us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And never once did anyone ever dial the vanity number. So anyway, I learned from that it's just people really are engaged on social media and they want to contact you, but don't, if you want to stave off like the 1-star reviews and stuff like that, like create the experience that when they unbox, they know they can contact you. They know you're going to be there, right? They know that you want to talk to them. And, create that value in that way where they want to engage with you. But yeah, I don't know about the follow button, Norm, like to circle back to that and the reason I haven't put a lot of effort behind the follow button yet is because we don't know where it's going. Have you seen, like, we don't know what's happening with that. So
well,
I think
it depends, cool. Amy, on live. So on live, it goes out to, like, if you're going live and you have a promotion, it goes out to everybody. So if you're going live and anybody who hits that follow button, they're getting a notification that you're live.
Okay, so next time you go live, they'll get a notification because they followed you last time.
Yeah, or if you have a promotion.
Of our influencers, our Amazon influencers that have been doing Amazon Lives, they, I know you've probably had a lot of them on your podcast as well. But they have noted that Amazon Lives so far are not getting a lot of engagement compared to like a TikTok video or a Facebook video. Like that's where you really want to have them following you and stuff. But I think over time, I think that follow button, it's going to be interesting to see where it's going to go, right? Like where Amazon Lives are going to go, how the whole landscape on Amazon is changing. I think eventually those follows will matter more than the impact they're potentially having right now. But I do love Amazon Lives, how much space they take up. I do love how they're showing up on my Amazon Fire TV.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
You were talking about inserts a second ago, and one of the things I like about inserts, I mean, there's lots of different ways that you can use inserts, and I know we've talked about it, but like the QR code for me is a must. It's got to be a dynamic QR code so I can change it up. But what I love, and Kelsey and I work on, are tagging. So people will love, if they like your product, they'll do it for free. So the knife that we always talk about, chefs take it, or just, you know, anybody who has it, and they'll either show it unboxing or cutting, and we just get so much organic posts from Instagram to continue with Amazon posts is very, very little, just because of our insert. So that's that's probably the best form. You might have other ways of driving traffic or doing whatever with your inserts, but out of the different types of inserts that we have, I like tagging, just saying, hey, tag us, and then we just repost it. And by the way, guys, if you are doing that, it's so simple to do. So if somebody tags you and you see the post, you can use an app called Repost. And Kels, I don't know if you want to put it in. There's a ton out there, but Repost is what we use. Repost will go to the app or go to the image. You'll click on it. It'll save that image to your photos. And then when you go into Amazon Post, all you have to do is upload that photo, and there you go. It's ready to fly. And one other quick thing about Amazon Posts that again, for brand community, is that you do have your brand feed, right? So you can take people and drive them over to your brand feed. And look, if you can get people loving your posts, or if they see, like with our knife, we publish recipes. So they look forward to that, and they might click the button. But one other thing that you talked about was the referral program. Can we get it? That's a great marketing tool, and you save up to 10%. So, or an average of 10%. So let's talk about that. What is the referral program for people that don't know it? It's brand spanking new.
Yeah, so I'm just learning it as well, and we just implemented it. So I don't even have any results yet to like give you guys, but I'm hoping on a later, when we talk again, I'll be able to report back some awesome results from it. But what the brand referral bonus is, and you'll see this if you click on your brands menu. So you have to be a registered brand, right? If you click on the brands menu in Seller Central, you'll see referral bonus, right? I think that's what it says. It's like brand referral bonus. And that's where it'll take you to a pretty good explanation of the program and what it is. And the idea is if you're driving external traffic to Amazon, they will give you basically a tag to add to your URL. So whether you're driving organic or paid traffic to Amazon. And some of you have already been doing this using a tag through, for example, the Amazon Associates program, which is their affiliate program. So it's very similar to that. And I think it even works through that, where they put that tag on the end of your URL. And so what we did, we set this up with our Google search ads, because we use Google search ads because 60% of Amazon's external traffic, that is coming. So 51% of Amazon's traffic is direct, meaning people go directly to Amazon.com to search for products. Okay. But the other 49%, the last we checked, comes from off of Amazon. So people are going off of Amazon, either referral from maybe your website, maybe your Facebook page, maybe social media. But according to Alexa, the web.
Be careful, you might order something. Now
I
that you
know,
said
I
that.
know. I'm like, do I have a speaker in my office? According to Alexa from the website, traffic stats, 60% of that traffic comes from search. And now Google owns how much of search? A lot of search. So we would be dumb to ignore Google, right? So we use Google search ads, not Google shopping ads at the top of Google search ads. And I learned this technique from my podcast partner, Andy Arnott. He's been using it for years, and we got such great ranking. Like, it's just as effective. You can use a 2-step URL, and it's just as effective as like using a search find buy, because you're driving all this traffic and you can drive them directly to certain keywords, right? And that's really good for your ranking and driving traffic, right? And it's good bottom of funnel traffic source. So anyway, we already had that traffic source going. Okay. So Amazon came out with this brand referral program, and I brought up the page and I was like, oh, okay. It's just, adding a tag to your existing URL. So whatever ads you have set up already, you got to go into those ads. So we grabbed our tag, we signed up for it, grabbed our tag. And it also goes through the Amazon attribution program, which before was kind of clunky. So we used to use this with our Google search ads, but it was really, the data was not very good. Like it was very kind of a clunky platform. So we haven't really relied on it very much. But now with this tag, we went in, got the tag, went into our Google ads for that, Google search ads for that product, updated the URL with the tag at the end. And then what you have to do is you have to create an order inside of the brand referral, the brand referral program. You have to create what's called an order in there. And that's where you add the link of whatever ad you're running to Amazon, and then they can track that in there, right? So that's what we have done so far. And we'll see. Hopefully this will be a bonus for those of us who've been running Google search ads for a while, because it'll be a better way for us to track conversions. So not only am I excited about being able to better track my conversions from Google ads, but I'm also excited about that 10%, because there's going to be giving you that 10% commission on every sale as a referral bonus. So that's what it's all about, and we'll see how it's working. Are you using it yet, Norm?
Yeah, we have started with some of our brands, but it just to make sure that the steps are right. So you go into brand registry, you then have to enroll in attribution, then you create your tags and you create your order, and then you're up and running. And now the money that's coming back, just to be clear, it's not coming back to your wallet. It's going to be against your Amazon referral fees. So, but what it does is it can take up to 10% off, or an average of 10% off. So you're paying 5% rather than 15%, and you're getting some additional external marketing, which Google or Amazon is loving right now. They want external traffic, and they're proving it with this referral program.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah, me too. Can we talk about some other external traffic, my favorite external traffic sources?
This is for you.
All day.
All day.
Yes, all day. So I know you're going to love, so in terms of like my favorite external traffic sources, and I saw that Sai mentioned earlier, his favorite is using influencers. I think that it's amazing. The micro influencers that you can find, is so great. I was on a client call the other day, and this person had found product reviews on YouTube, which YouTube is a great referral source, like organic, or even having an influencer, do a review of your product. But this client had found someone who had reviewed the same product on YouTube, right? A similar product, and he was selling the same product, right? So he reached out to this person and said, hey, well, would you review mine? And he was having a hard time getting them to kind of be responsive and everything. And so what I did is I said, okay, well, let's pick a related product, because maybe this influencer that you chose, maybe they kind of feel like dedicated to that brand that they did the review for that same product, right? So let's pick a complementary product and find an influencer who did a really great review of a complementary product, and then reach out to them and see if they wouldn't mind reviewing the same product. And we found one that actually had a store, and their store did not have this kind of product in. And they had quite a following. And I was like, hey, not only could you work out, which is another great external traffic source, is affiliate marketing, right? Not only could you work out some affiliate marketing or even selling your products wholesale to this web store owner, and they also had a brick and mortar location, you could also have them do a review of your products and drive that traffic to Amazon and their own store. And so you're getting, both sides of it. So I would say influencer marketing is really, really great. And I love finding micro influencers because, and something I love finding micro influencers because they're very affordable, and they're really going to put their heart behind it, right? And really you can find some really great influencers early on for your brand.
Affordable. How much are we looking at?
Well, I think it depends what you're finding and the relationship that you're building and what's in it for them as well, right? Because you can just go, oh, well, how much is this going to cost me? But if you take the time to actually get to know them and their content, and you build a relationship and you look at what's in it for both of you, sometimes you can work out a different type of deal where, you both can benefit. Like, for example, we just talked about the Amazon Associates program where they get a commission off every sale anyway. So if that micro influencer doesn't yet have Amazon products in their portfolio, and you can help them add them and get them signed up for the Associates program, you could be introducing them to a whole new world that, and they would be happy to do that for you, because they're going to get a commission from Amazon from every sale. So you might not necessarily have to pay them for that. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that you should be nickel and diming your influencers, right? I do think that it's important to recognize their value, the value that they bring, and to compensate them for that. But what I'm suggesting is that everything is negotiable, and that in every relationship, we can have both sides be winners. So definitely take a look at, when you're looking at your different influencers, the people that you're working with, what could be in it for them as well, besides monetary compensation. I think it's good to have a win-win.
What I like about influencers as well is they provide a variety of different pillars. They can give you images, videos, content, but they also can give you access to their huge network, and you can do contests with them or do whatever. But it like you said, it really is a win-win when you're looking at micro influencers, and the micro influencers, probably nano micro influencers, are probably the easiest to convert to brand ambassadors. Now, do you use brand ambassadors? And by the way, definition, brand ambassador is just somebody who's an influencer on steroids, loves your product, passionate about your product, and will do things above and beyond that other influencers won't do. And usually they get paid in a discount or something, but they're also tied into an obligation. A lot of brand ambassadors sign a contract or an agreement with you to post so many per month or per quarter.
So for my own products, luckily, I haven't needed to pay somebody formally, because I've had some pretty notable cat pages and stuff like that. I had one cat page, like a famous cat page, actually do a video review of them using my product, and they put in on Instagram, and they put in the text of the post that this product is the only reason they still have cats. And I was like, Oh, that's a bold statement for a famous cat page, right? So I reached out to her and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You've been using my product for 2 years now, and you just did this video review because you love it so much. Can I repost this video? And she said, yeah, absolutely. So I reposted it on Amazon in the little videos section. She went to Amazon and left a review because that's where she originally bought it. And then I used that video to create Pinterest video posts. I used it like wherever I could. Like we reposted it on our pages, and but then we also had a few bloggers that had like cat blogs. They just wrote a review of our product without even we didn't ask them. We just suddenly disappeared, and we were like, okay. So the good news is if your product really solves a problem in a different way than other products have solved, people just get passionate about it, and you just get these reviews like out of nowhere, which is really, really helpful. And you get these brand ambassadors, if you will, that you don't have to pay. And so that's a wonderful thing. But I do think that when you're building a brand and you're bringing more products to the table, it can certainly help. If that's what you're going for, if you're going for more of the influencer side and you want to have those ambassadors. But remember, I think it's also really cool to become the authority in your own space, to become your own influencer. And I love how our friend Mina has done such a great job really becoming his own brand ambassador, and he's gotten on all these podcasts, and he's really become kind of the authority, the Egyptian prescription, talking about supplements and growing his own personal brand. So I think that is also another really great strategy, is to become the authority in the space on it.
Yeah, building that brand story out. Yeah, I like that. Now, I completely forgot. We got right into this, and we knew we were going to just start going in this, but you've probably seen in the comments, #Wheel of Kelsey. So I forgot about it, and of course, Kelsey didn't remind me. But we do have a giveaway today. And Amy, I'm going to back you in the corner because I came in late. I didn't hear about it. Can you tell everybody what our giveaway is today?
So same giveaway I gave away last time on the Lunch with Norm podcast. I am giving away free access to my it is 10 hours of training, people, my full listing optimization masterclass. Not only have people have incredible results after taking our masterclass and using our 7 photo strategy, we teach how to do your own A+ content. Everything is included this is the SEO class you need. This is you can start your own agency when you're done taking this masterclass.
Maybe I should take that.
You should take it, Norm. So, so it's a really great masterclass. We just updated it this last year with Amazon's crazy. This year we updated it with Amazon's updated policies, because as you noticed, it's been changing like mad lately with Amazon and listings. We're giving away a free access to that. And last time, listener Faye Green won it, and she's been doing great with it. So it's awesome.
Who won it the last time?
Faye Green.
Oh, Faye. Yeah. I know she mentioned that she thought it was fantastic. So, okay, if you're looking to get informed and build your listing optimization, this is a great course. #Wheel of Kelsey. If you want a second entry, just tag 2 people, either in the chat or outside of the chat. Okay, I think I did that right, Kelsey. He's not coming on, so maybe his internet's out. Oh, he is.
Oh, you're good to go.
Okay, good. I did okay then. Okay, very good. Okay, we do have a couple more questions I'd like to throw out at you.
Yeah.
And one of them I think is very important. So we've got a lot of mixed sellers here, from beginner to advanced. You see Near on here, and you see a bunch of people on here.
Yes, I see some great names that I recognize.
Awesome people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But techniques and what you're talking about, where would you get started? Like, there are some very advanced techniques. Where should people get started if they're brand spanking new?
I love to start organically. Really, I mean, you should definitely start by having an amazing listing.
Mhm.
Like, you should start by focusing on how you're telling the story of your product and how you're connecting with your customer. Because we never want to pay for ads unless those ads are going to convert. So it's really important to start by getting to know your customer and by establishing that emotional connection. What is the thing, like, what is the problem that your product solves for that customer? Even if you're selling the same product as somebody else, if I'm selling this and a lot of other people are selling something like this, right? So for the listeners, I'm holding a silver, double walled insulated water bottle, water cup with a straw, right? If I'm selling this against a bunch of other sellers who are selling very similar things, which right now, this is a pretty saturated product, wouldn't you say? But if I do a better job of helping people enjoy my brand when they come to my page or they come to my website, and I do a better job of connecting with the problems that my double-walled insulated water bottle solves for them, I am going to sell more products. If we think about the psychological process that a buyer goes through, the first thing that they're thinking is, okay, is this for me? The question they want to know when they visit your pages is this for me? And, whether this is a post on social media, your website, your Amazon listing, they want to know, is this for me? And so that's the first image you should be showing them beyond your main image, right? And then you should be showing them, what is your unique selling point? Like, what is it? And for me, even if I'm selling this water bottle, right? My unique selling point is how I'm focusing on how this is specially designed to keep your drink colder or hotter for longer, right? Because others just kind of add that in, but I'm focusing on, like, we really designed this just for those people who really like a cold drink. We know you don't like it when your drink gets hot. We care about you, right? This is your solution, right? So that's the thing, is buying is a psychological process. So they first want to know, is this for me? They want to know that. It's really important. So you're drawing them in by connecting with them over the benefits of your product, okay? And if you're selling the same thing as everybody else, you've got to do a better job of connecting, really catching their attention over the benefits of your product, right? But the second thing that they want to know after that, they're like, okay, I think I like it. I think it is for me, right? Then they want to know, okay, well, what do I get? Does it come with a straw? How big is it? Like, how many ounces does this hold, right? They want to know, what do they get? So my next photo is always what they get. And it's my next bullet point in my listing is always what they get. So always, whether you're designing your landing page, include what they get and why it's important what they get, right? Like, not just the boring, like, it's stainless steel. Who cares, right? Like, what is it going to do for me, right? And then the next thing that I love to focus on, and this is because it's what the buyer goes through, right, is the quality guarantee or the warranty. I think so many people skip this, right? They put it at their last bullet point, but really, this is where, in the buyer's mind, doubts start to come in. They're like, okay, it's for me, and I like everything that's included with it. What if it breaks? That's, you're starting to address their objections. So this is why, in this process, the next thing that I always like to address is, like, yes, this is quality. It's, we care about quality. We stand behind our products, whatever if you have a money back guarantee, whatever it is. And I was Colin Foster, the Shopify guy, came and talked in our mastermind group yesterday, and he was talking about how on Shopify, when he's designing those cool landing pages on Shopify, he names his guarantees. He names them. He gives them some character, because, when people are visiting, they're so used to seeing guarantees, right? So name it, like make it fun, connect with your customer over how much you care about your customer, and give your brand kind of a voice around your quality and your warranty and your guarantee. And then the next thing that they're paying attention to is then they start to wonder, like, do they really need it? They go, it's a want, but do I really need it? Right? So it's not going to break. I got it. Right? So think about if you're buying a car, right? This is my favorite example. If you're buying a car, you're like, okay, is this car for me? Oh, it has all the things that I like. It's definitely for me. And then you go, but does it come with this? Does this model come with this, right? What's included? And then they go, ooh, but what's the warranty? Like, are you going to pay for oil changes, or am I going to have to do, what's the warranty on it, right? And then they go, I just don't really know if I need a new car right now, right? That's the thing. They just a need versus want argument. So this is where I love to introduce to them all the different ways it can fit in their life. So what are the different ways that they can use it? Is it easy to use? All of that, right? What are all the different, if you're selling a supplement, what are all the different ingredients and how can it benefit them, and why those exact ingredients and those quantities in this supplement, right? And then the last thing that I love to introduce to them, because there's 5 bullet points in every Amazon listing, right? And on Shopify as well, and on Walmart, ironically. But the last thing that I like to introduce them to is giftability. If you do have a giftable product, I love to remind them, because, even if they don't buy it for themselves, they can buy it for somebody else. And they go, oh yeah, my grandma actually, she was looking for a mug like this, right? So remind them who it's a great gift for, what it makes a great gift for. And if you're selling headlights and it's not a giftable product, then focus on your authority in the space, and focus on really helping them use the product better. But if you do that, when you get folks to the bottom of your funnel, whether that is, like I said, a Facebook post, or if you're addressing those things, that cycle right there, it just converts like mad. It's amazing. And if you have photos, if you're showing your product in that way, it's going to really help you. So now let's focus on what are the additional. So once you get that foundation done, let's talk about the additional organic things that you can do. Because I always start free. What do you think, Norm? Do you immediately, of course I do paid ads as well. The basic PPC things on those page ones that I talked about when we first were talking here. But narrow in that focus, because PPC gets expensive fast. And then when you're thinking about your external traffic channels, I think the big thing that people do is they get overwhelmed, because they're like, okay, do I run Facebook ads? Do I do Instagram? How do I find influencers? Like, you get overwhelmed with all the things. And I think just really focusing in on your customer and where they're hanging out and how you can connect with them in a really organic, natural way, that's the first step, right? The first step when you're driving traffic is think about where is your customer hanging out and how can you connect with them in an organic way. So I love to do that through creating content, like blog content. I love to do that through Pinterest pins. Pinterest is so great. Like, it shows up in Google search, which we know search is a lot of products, right? So Pinterest pins are really great, like educational pins, maybe even that lead to your content. Maybe on your content, on your blog post, that's really helpful to the customer. Halfway down, you have a coupon or a cross-sell or an upsell, something like that, or a way to get them to sign up for your email list, something of value so that you can then get them into your audience and follow up with them. But start with those organic things. I love Pinterest. I love blogs. I love media. I love to use the media. Press releases, top 10 lists that builds trust for your brand. And then let's see, what are some other ones? Oh, Wikipedia. Did you know that you can create a Wikipedia article about your product and your story? And that takes up space on the internet and answers people's questions. And Wikipedia is highly searched. So when they're looking for those reviews, create some YouTube videos. Man, YouTube takes a lot of search up. So create some YouTube videos, do some SEO on those. So those are some really great organic ways that you can get started.
I think one that you might have overlooked, we already talked about it. You get your listing done, you got your product source, it's in Amazon, the insert. So if you can direct that QR code to go over, let's say to Shopify, that's
Yes.
where the cycle begins, because then you can, as long as you're giving something of value away. So for me, it's soap. Maybe it's a soap bar that's not on Amazon. They get it. I get their email, and now I can start building a customer list. So
Yeah.
you can work with the inserts. It is another free way to market. You just have to be creative. The other
Yeah.
thing I saw, and I know that risk evaluation, and that's why you brought these up, using the word guarantee and gift. So that is a concern to a lot of people, because they are on the slap your wrist, if you put them in your bullets. So what do you see? What have you seen with using, like I just had a gift set. I used the word gift, and my listing got suppressed, not suspended, suppressed. I took the word gift out, but I have found that, yeah, you can kind of put it into bullets, and you might get you might get a nasty little email once in a while, and then and they don't tell you exactly what it is for the most part. You have to figure it out. But how do you get around that, like when you're talking to your clients?
So yeah, recently, and when we updated the listing optimization masterclass, this was something that we brought up because HTML is no longer a thing, right? The all caps, Amazon does not want you using all caps
Emojis.
anymore. Yeah, and so there's a lot of different things that have changed. And some of us are grandfathered in, and those listings are probably okay. And then in some cases, like with HTML, I've seen them get suppressed anyway. Having competitor brand names in your backend search terms, even your own brand name in your backend search terms now is getting listings suppressed. So, it is a little crazy right now. And I have a disclaimer every time I deliver a listing, because we do listing optimization services. And every time we deliver a listing, we include this disclaimer, because even in Amazon's own policies, like the pesticides policy, I know it's a trigger for Nir and for Marsha right now, who are both here. I'm sorry, but even with those, their policy, Amazon's policy on it, does not include some of the words that I've seen flagged. So like they'll say, don't use words like this, and then it ends up, doing that. So Wiki and Quora, I love that side. But in terms of how can we avoid it, right? Like you mentioned, Norm, most of the time, the worst that's going to happen is your listing is going to get suppressed, and you can remove those words, and it's just fine. As long as it's not flagged as a pesticide, you're going to be okay. Now, gifting words, where you get in trouble is when you say things like free gift or bonus gift. But if you actually do the keyword research around the type of gifts that you're giving. So what we always do is the keyword research. So you research who it's a gift for. And if it's a highly searched term, instead of writing that gifting bullet that's like, great gift for birthday, holidays, no, and then don't use the word best either. Like that will, really mess you up, right? Don't use the word best gift, because they'll flag any kind of overly promotional language. Free gift, bonus gift, best gift, right? That's
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So the thing is, you want to stay away from that promotional language, but we have written hundreds of listings, and we've used keyword phrases that are specifically related to the type of gift. So like, this is an ideal housewarming gift, right? Something like that. So, but if it actually is a great housewarming gift, and you're not using promotional language behind that, it indexes very well, and it's helpful. I think where people get into trouble too is when they try to add all those words into their title. Now, if it's an actual gift set, Like you should be using that from the very beginning, and you can ask Amazon for manual review. So let's say that you made a bath gift set or a soap gift set, right? And you've got your listing was flagged for gift, right? What you can do is you can actually ask for a manual review, because if it's truly a gift set, there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's the better customer experience for it to show up for that gift set, right? And sometimes Amazon's bots get ahead of themselves and they do the flagging for them. And if you ask for that manual review, it's okay. Where you're going to get into trouble is if you have that bath gift set and you say, #1 bestseller, free bonus gift, and you've got all these other words in there that would also be flagged by Google, then you're going to be in trouble. But if you truly do have a bath gift set and you got flagged for the word gift, it's worth opening up a case and getting that manual review done.
One of the things that we do to kind of get around that is in our A+, or you could even do it in your primary image or your slide deck, but we'll show, we did this week, images. Like it shows that it's giftable. It shows that you're doing a housewarming gift, and you don't have to say it. You could just express it in an image and people get it, especially if it's in a nice gift box. So that's another way of getting around it too. Let me see. We are up at the top of the hour, believe it or not. Kelsey, do we have any questions?
Yes. So we have about 5 questions or so that have come in. So we can start tackling those if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay. And of course, enter #WheelofKelsey for a chance to win Amy's masterclass for listing optimization. So if you're new to the show, just comment #WheelofKelsey and you'll be entered.
Very good.
Like the Disney Channel.
You're talented.
You go really fast too.
You look like you're conducting an orchestra.
Yeah. From Simon, to build trust with buyers, would you say sellers must have a social media presence and at least a landing page with their own domain?
I think it depends on the product, honestly. I do think that you should own as much of a web footprint as possible. So, if you're selling, for example, if you're selling something like men's, I don't know, maybe a tool for automotive, it's less important that you have an Instagram page with tons of followers than it is for you to make sure that you're getting in front of that men's audience that fixes those automobiles. Women fix automobiles too, but I'm just saying, right? Know your target customer. So I think the rule always applies. And I think every brand should have their own website, period. Like that should be standard across the board. You should have that. Do I think it's important for you to have a massive social media presence for every product? No. I think it's important for you to study your customer. I do think you should own the space. So if you're selling that custom tool that's for fixing this part of a Toyota Corolla, that might be an in-demand tool in certain circles, but do you need to have a massive social media presence? No, but you should, at least your brand should own the alias on Facebook, on Instagram, all of that, because someone else could create negative feedback for your brand without you even knowing it if you don't own that space. So when somebody is starting their own brand, I always recommend that they look across the web space of that brand and they make sure that they can own the social media alias. And then when it comes to growing your presence online, growing your social media presence, look at your customer and where they are hanging out. And that's where you should be growing and you should be engaging with them, is based on the product types that you're selling and where your customer is hanging out. What do you think, Norm?
I'm probably a little different, and that's what's good about this podcast. So I've been a brand guy, so I'm already very biased about brand. When I'm 100% with you with the example that you gave. If you're creating a micro brand, if you're creating a soap product or a dog product or a cat product, and you have competition out there, authority equals trust equals sales. And people will go and take a look at my soap or my bully sticks or whatever I'm selling. And if they like it, they're going to compare back and forth because that's what you can do online. And then they most likely will probably go to Google and see where you are. And it doesn't have to be expensive, but as long as your brand's consistent on a website and you have and it's consistent on one or two social media platforms, that gives that feeling of trust, which will help. And you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars. And the other thing that we talked about briefly is if you can get content, influencers publishing, like Paul Barron's swim diapers. You go best swim diapers, and there's 7 out of the top. He basically runs the first page, but 7 of the places are influencers talking about his swim diapers. And so that's the only difference. And then like if you can get authority, so you can show that you're showing up on Marketplace or Yahoo Finance or something like that through a press release. Definitely these are some things. But do you have to go crazy at the beginning? No, but just spend something.
You should have a space there.
Right.
But should you be growing your Facebook? Should you be spending time and money growing a Facebook if that's not where your customer is? You should have a presence there, but you shouldn't need to be so consistent. You should pick the channels. I think we're saying the same thing.
Yep.
I agree, media presence as well, but you should pick the channels where your customer primarily is, and you should have a presence across the board. But you should be, because you wouldn't recommend that. The automotive tool brand is spending time, money, and resources growing a social media channel where their customer is not going to find them. But you would recommend that they at least their brand is there, right? So that if you were to Google them, you would see a decent web presence.
Sure. And sorry, I've been muting myself. I told you I'd mute myself, but that one caught me, and I got just one sec. My asthma came back this week. So I've been trying to mute, so I apologize for that little cough. Hopefully you didn't hear it too bad. Okay, so I think what we're both 100% agreement on, authority equals trust equals sales.
Yes.
And if you've got high search volume, or if you've got a micro brand that you're bringing to the table, spend some time looking at it, but don't go broke. Don't go broke doing it. But you can get a very inexpensive website that looks good with one page. And, just make sure you are, if you're targeting middle-aged women, okay, go to Pinterest. Pinterest is probably your best bang for your buck and your best ads to run for middle-aged women. It's got the highest dollar amount or highest average dollar amount, order value amount. But okay, so let's go on to the next question.
Okay, and before we do, if you are enjoying today's episode, please smash those like buttons and share this to anyone that you think would benefit from it. So if you know an Amazon seller that's in need of some extra help, just give them a little tag or share this video. And yeah, thank you very much. The next one from Rad, which marketing is more effective? Social media, I would think social media content, or influencer marketing with a limited budget?
I think it depends on, I always look all the way through the funnel and what your goal is with that marketing, right? So if your goal is top of funnel brand awareness, then it could be social media could be the answer, or influencer marketing could be the answer. If your goal is bottom of funnel sales, again, it depends what your goal is. I always like to look at my goal first, and then I like to build the funnel to meet that goal. So I think both of these could be extremely effective. But it really depends on your goal, and then what you're doing with that, with that influencer or with those social media posts. It really,
it's a tough one. It depends on the product. You're definitely going to bleed out quicker trying to bring on influencers. because social media you can do yourself or you can hire somebody very inexpensively. But if you have a influencer, or two influencers, or five influencers, for the most part, they're going to charge you something. And if you've got a very limited budget, that's tough. I'd rather kind of put it back into Amazon, into the organic, into the posts, into possibly PPC, and grow that out. But you need to know, like Amy just said, you need to know your audience. And I'll give you a tip. If you want to learn how to find your audience very inexpensively, go to sparktoro.com. It's owned by Rand Fishkin. He's the founder of Moz, and that's what he set up to do, is you can find out who your competitors are and find out who's following them so you understand who your audience is.
Yeah.
So that's something that's helped us out quite a bit.
Agree.
Okay, from Tony, what are your thoughts about emailing customers to get them to follow us on Amazon?
I guess I need more information about this question. Are you emailing your own email list, or are you emailing Amazon customers that have already ordered from you through the brand contact form, and like, hey, we do this, we're following, follow us? Or we talked about the insert, using an insert for those things. I don't know. I think it doesn't hurt if you say, do you just, hey, we're building out our presence on, if you have a great email list of followers that are already following your website, everything else, and following your brand on social, it doesn't hurt to say, hey, we're really building out our store on Amazon, and to help us, to show your love for us on Amazon by following us on Amazon too, if you're an Amazon shopper. I don't think it hurts. But I think it depends on your goal, right? If you haven't built out that email list and you're just contacting them through Amazon, okay, but you also got to be careful about Amazon's policies about contacting customers as well. So I think there's a lot of ways you can get people to follow, and it again depends on your goals,
right,
what you're trying to build out first.
Okay, Kels.
Okay. This one is from Andrew. We don't have Amazon Post in Australia. Can you explain what it is? And Simon also asked, can you use them in the UK and EU?
I'm not sure if posts have spread over to the EU yet. I've only used them in the US. That's a
they're
good
only
question.
on mobile.
It's only on mobile as of now. However, you can drive traffic over to your brand feed, which you can show on desktop. So but I'm sorry, guys, I don't know whether it's available over in the UK or not. But going over to the other question, Amazon Posts, it's Amazon's version of a social media platform where it's an interactive, shoppable post. So you have the caption, the image, and then you have up to 2,200 characters, which you can do whatever with. But what's really cool is there is what's called a summary shop, where you can click on it and it'll show you your product. So you can click on the post. The sequence is you click on it under related links. If you go over to any search right now in your mobile app, you'll see related post. If you click on the logo, that'll go over to the brand's brand feed. If you click on the image, it'll go to all the competitors in a carousel. Then you click on that again. So, this is a cool one. Let me check this further. Now you can drop down and have a summary of the product. Okay, it can show a summary or show details of the product you're looking for, and then it prompts you to click over to buy it. So it's really cool because you can do what I would call a pattern interruption. It's not just a white primary image. It's something that looks like social media. So that's what I think that's the easiest way of saying it.
Okay, great. We just have two more questions and then we'll wrap things up. From Simon, this is from the beginning of the talk. but are those top few keywords the ones you focus on across all ad platforms such as Amazon, Google, and Facebook?
Oh, when we're talking about our page ones? No, because those top keywords are going to be different on Amazon than they are going to be on Google and other platforms. So you should always do your SEO, your search engine optimization, based on the platform that you are trying to get in front of that audience for. So when we write an Amazon listing, we do Google keyword research as well as Amazon keyword research, because we want that listing to also rank well on Google, because Amazon is such a large trusted domain. But we primarily focus in on Amazon. So the thing is, I make sure that whatever platform you're trying to rank on, so let's say you're doing a series of YouTube videos, you want to do the SEO for YouTube so that you're really showing up there, right? So I would definitely focus on those keywords. And on social media, there's going to be hashtags that are going to allow you to get in front of the audience you want to get in front of. So do your keyword and SEO research based on the platform that and where that customer is on that platform and how you want to get in front of them.
Okay, great. And last question from Marcia. Amy, can you list in order of importance the best 8 things to do to build a brand? So curious to see what you rank where.
Well, I can't say that there will be 8, and I can say that we could have a whole episode just about this. But I looked at your question earlier, and I wanted to pull that in and just kind of give you a few things of how I rank them. I think the most important thing when you're building a brand is to know your customer. That's where you start. You start by understanding who your customer is, because you're not just building a brand for you, you're building a brand to connect with a customer. So I think number 1, study your customer. Second, define your unique selling point. Third, communicate your product in a way that matters to the customer, in a way that connects with that customer that you built your brand for. And then I would say, get your product in front of that customer, right? A lot of people, they start on Amazon and they forget about marketing, all the different ways to tell people about their product, right? So you have to tell them about it. But before you do that, you want to know who that customer is, know where they hang out, and make sure that you're connecting with them in the way that you communicate your messaging about your product and your brand.
Okay, great. That's it for questions. I think we've answered them all. So thank you everyone who commented today. And I guess we can move on over to the Wheel of Kelsey.
My favorite part.
All right, so here we go. Here we go. Get ready, everyone.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So this is where we do our giveaway. So thank you everyone who commented #Wheel of Kelsey. If you are the winner, please email me at k@lunchwithnorm.com, especially you YouTube folks. It's the only way I can connect with you. So please email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com. But here we go. Here's the spin. Wheel of Kelsey. And the winner is Andrew Smith.
All right, Andrew.
All right. So I'm already messaging Andrew right now, so it'll be pretty easy to contact him. But thank you everyone who has entered today, and yeah, congratulations, Andrew.
All right, fantastic. Andrew, you're in for a treat. So contact us, and like Kelsey said, we've already got your information. You've won these things before. So Amy, thank you so much for being on, being abused.
I always enjoy it, Norm. I love it. I learn so much from you every time, and I so enjoy the community that you've built, and I love just being a little part of it. It's fun.
Well, thank you for being a part of it. We really appreciate you. So we will get you on again, of course. But all right, I think that's it for today. We've got What are we going to say,
Before
Kels?
I was just going to say, Amy, how can people get a hold of you? If
Oh,
they
yeah,
are
that's what I
interested
was
in
thinking of.
services, or
Yeah, that's
if
kind
they
of important.
want to contact you?
Well, Kelsey, you did a great job as usual of putting my links throughout the show. So thank you for that. You know, we have a Facebook group that Kelsey put up there. It's called Amazing at Home. So it's pretty easy there to remember. You guys can always connect with me on LinkedIn. It's Amy Weiss, Amazing at Home. And then really just go to amazingathome.com. We also do a free listing review service. And so if you ever want me to just look at your listing and just give you an opinion, you can go to amazingathome.com and you can see underneath the services, there's a little free listing review. And you can send me your listing and it's confidential. I'll send you a video of me looking at your listing and telling you like what I think is going on based on whatever you put in the form. So if you say, oh, my PPC is not working, or I don't know what's going on with this, I love doing them. It teaches me something. And so it's completely free and it's just a lot of fun to do. And hopefully I'll give you some good tips for your listing as well.
Perfect. Now that we've got your contact information out there, now thank you for being on the show. How's that? Kelsey, you did do something. Well, I shouldn't say you just did
Yes, I
something,
did it.
but you did remind me. Thank you. All right. What else do we
Thank
have
you so
today?
much, Amy.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you everyone who tuned in today. If you haven't yet, please smash the like button. Also share it out to anyone who you might find find this episode interesting, or anyone who needs just a little bit of advice about their Amazon listing. Okay, yeah, so if you caught the tail end of this episode, you can find all episodes and highlights on our YouTube channel. That is Norman Farrar. But if you just search Lunch with Norm on YouTube, you'll be able to find it. Also, our Facebook group is the main area where people connect and engage in our Facebook, or in our community, our Beard Nation, as we like to say. So go over to Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA and eCommerce Collective, and that is our Facebook group. So come join the nation. And if you're looking for a little extra beard, bonus beard, go over to our membership area. This is a paid platform area. Just go over to lunchwithnorm.com, our website, and you'll see a little membership tab where you can click and you can see a whole bunch of fun stuff that we like to do there. So if you want guest lessons, so we've had Ben Leonard on, Michael Kurtz, Alpha Lobby give special lessons. We also do Q&As depending on the tiers, but yeah, a whole bunch of good stuff over there. And it's always great to hang out with the Beard Nation more there. But yeah, welcome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sai and Rad, Andrew, everyone in the comments. We had some new listeners here too, Laura, so many, but thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
Okay. And just to finish off, I do want to thank .club for being a sponsor of this episode. I love .clubs. I buy .clubs. I use them because it symbolizes community, and that's what we are. If you take a look at what you're doing and how you're building your brand, I own Cigar.club, Soap.club. I mean, you name the .clubs. I've got hundreds, if not thousands of .clubs that I've purchased over the years. Check it out. If you can find the domain, like a .com domain, awesome, go with it. But if you can't, .club is a great option for you. All right, so that's it for today. I really like, man, we had tons and tons and tons of engagement today. That's what I like to see. I like to also see that in our group. We do have a ton of engagement, but there are people that are just looking at the post. We want you to engage. We want this community to be the most engaged group possible. And I think that just leads me to, hey, join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And again, thanks for being part of our community. We could not do this without you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend.
Lunch with Norm.